Hey, what's going on, people? This is the Tenchi, and I am back for another TMNT Rant Rave review for this season premiere episode entitled Within the Woods. Okay, so this picks up right where the season finale left off. It continues with references to the original film as well as some of the original comics. You have Leonardo being put in the tub, similar to Raphael back in the 1990 film, and they explain a little further as to why they did that, to keep him hydrated. It's been 3 months since the big battle with the Krangg and the invasion and everything went down, so you can imagine that they're a little shooken up, but they're trying to do their best, you know what I mean? And Raphael is getting a little frustrated with the fact that they're at this townhouse now. He doesn't think that they'll find Splinter. That Leonardo may or may not wake up. He keeps a constant visual on him at all times, and this is so great because not only did it continue with the movie references, but it fit in that way, and everything from them putting Leonardo in the bathtub to April documenting everything and drawing everything out in her journal. And they had a tiny training scene. Donatello and Casey Jones seem to be getting along a lot better now. There was even a scene where it's funny, where Casey's working on a truck similar to the 1990 film, and they start laughing when something goes wrong with the truck, and I'm like, okay, nostalgia all through the first few seconds of this episode. And then just like that, the tone changes to horror. It goes from referencing the original movie to what if Jason Voorhees and Swamp Thing fused. That's what it seemed like, because after Leo wakes up, and you realize how banged up he actually is, Donatello, who has tried to develop this medication for him, made from mutagen. He takes the mutagen during an exercise with Raphael, and he can't take it. He pukes it up. It seeps into the ground, and next thing you know, the ground comes alive, and it's aware that what made it mutate in the first place was that medicine. So it goes to an abandoned shed, builds an altar through that medication, puts candles around it, or would look like an altar. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but that's what it seemed like to me. I mean, like he knows that this is the thing that gave him life. It can absorb mutagen from other mutants, so when it captures one of the turtles, it basically sucks the mutagen right out of them. Not so much the life, but the mutagen right out of them, and it turns them into a dog. That was interesting. It captures Raphael, turns him into a dog, and it has got overalls. This is why it's got overalls. It looks like Swamp Thing, and at one point it steals Casey Jones' mask during a fight, so it looks like Jason with Swamp Thing's body. It's just you can tell that the writers really like horror in this, and yeah, like obviously they like their classic films, and they reference that. They put a little bit of the original Turtles in, the original Turtles films in there. They put a little bit of Jason Voorhees in there, and a little bit of Swamp Thing in there, and it was nice, but the tone changed like that. I'm like, wow, man, as if things couldn't get dark enough. But hey, they figured out what to do. It came out with a nice battle. You kind of felt for the creature, a little bit. But altogether, it was a nice debut episode. Now let's talk about Seth Green's performance as Leonardo. They mention why his voice sounds so different. And it makes sense. It makes logical sense. Because he sustained a lot of damage in that fight. With the Shredder, with the foot, all that stuff that was going on in the invasion, he sustained a lot of damage, so it makes sense that his voice would be raspy. Now, this is obviously a permanent change, so they gave you a very subtle reason why it's like this, and it makes sense. So, bravo to the writers for this. This is very, this was very, very nice, and I think Seth Green did a good job so far. He didn't have that many lines, but he did do a very good job. Now let's see how he carries on with the rest of the season, because it's very, very nice pace, very nice pacing, and the fact that it goes from sort of kind of cool yet depressing to really dark, but kind of like in a horror comic kind of way. It's a very nice way to begin the new season. Now let's see what else they do. I mean, they're in upstate New York right now while the invasion's still going on. So I want to know exactly where else are they gonna go from here. We got a new show going on that with the show within the show that'll parallel their lives, and it looks like He-Man meets Thundercats. Really, it kind of looks like it takes after a lot of Thundercats tropes. But, 80s babies, if you've seen this episode, let me know what you think of that show within the show. In the meantime, anybody, let me know what you think of this debut episode. What was your favorite part? How do you think Seth Green did as Leonardo? And what do you think of the creep, the Swamp Thing, Jason Voorhees combo looking creature? Leave a comment below, let me know, and I will see you in the next video. Peace, love, and never be normal.